day, lovely people. Your mama kwaba about Supreme Law Publications, everyday lawyer de bremo. Your church Ghana mremu see the city. Ewo would there be an amount to your work, your business, your relationships. What does the law say? Said that you know how to act. When you subscribe to your channel, but when this always subscribe to Supreme Law Publications, just click on the subscribe no. Also like it, na comment it. What you say? Oh, I drink chiribia. Oh, na mfobi subi wo baby. Wait me share ma obi bia. Na obi aso so asa kemi na yi na ye de yesuan de enema ye ken enchechre. It's for educational purposes. It does not take away your right to be to consult a lawyer of your choice for further direction and advice. Dem say chen say se bichire wa adwen apart from the mekan ya wo ho kwan so busa lawyer ni ma okoso chichi mu no wo hu anamo a obetu ye nhwe de na ebisua ye go. So, as you just saw there, again, what makes a binding agreement part 2? I'm saying part 1, no, you saw it when we spoke about a friend of offer. We discussed what we said constitutes an offer. Okay, so let me just listen to that. There'll be more to that, but like we have always seen in our intro, you can always ask your lawyer for further direction on that. If you also not watched our video on the offer, if you're winning the first time, I want to of an answer way. So in our series, part 2, we are discussing what makes a binding agreement. If you have an agreement with somebody which you think that it is a solid agreement, you want to take the person on. That's what I mean by a binding agreement. An agreement that the law gives you the capacity or the strength. The law can back you to enforce it. Okay, NFL binding agreement. What are the elements? So we've explained much of that. I say one more time that if you've not watched the video on offer, make sure that you just go there and watch the video on offer. All right, so let's proceed. What is an acceptance? Okay, we've mentioned that for a contract to be formed, say only when you binding agreement, there should be the first part offer. Okay, offer number into what can be actual. Then the other part is an acceptance. My main illustration is very simple. And yeah, really a mechanical contract there, but even more you get a sense of what you mean by an acceptance. Bema, you're a man. A man. Okay, meets a woman. He's in love with the woman, right? Bema hu oba na niji oba ne ho. Okay, openo. So unyanko be ware no. Then bema no be. What would a man do? Say he will do a proposal and then yes sir. So be catch oba ne so oh, ebi ama isi akua like that. Only didn't come and no catch no. Oh, I want to marry you or something like that. I love you. No, I can't. Into your can we are. What should be the expectations? Then you see. The woman has to accept. And yes, she needs to accept the proposal of the man. Not just say free honor. Or be no agreement. So I say into your channel BBC, not say yeah, or no bet me to keep the money on. Why? Because they all kind, what you say. Alright, so I'm just using this to help you understand a bit about what an acceptance is. Okay. Our RSM there is special, so later in our videos we'll talk about that. But the essential point that we are trying to use this illustration to show is that when we say there's an acceptance is where the second party, the second person, has agreed either by verbal statements or by conduct that the terms that were proposed to him by the first person, he or she or they or it, is prepared to be what? Be bound by those particular terms. What you say? The church say, or the nanwa can second person, no, and now I need be a church say the first person who proposed the chair, no, and then someone in the can, or no so for so on in the corner, say visa koswa, we call that an acceptance. The law is that the acceptance should be unequivocal. It should not have any variance of any sort. The chair by unequivocal and not have any variance in the chair say. Any question or no can assembly children, send your no presenting. Also, what can something propose? Also, a different proposal. That is not an acceptance. So, and on a ban is what counter. In the woman is saying, no, offer an every whatever. You have not accepted. So, acceptance is your kind. The moment you vary significant terms, the womb, oh, Danny near me a key womb pet, you have not accepted. I'm an example. Ebi will be ton car mouth, okay? Will be ton car mouth. Oh, no be ton car mouth, or the canaba. Toyota Corolla for that show. Or maybe any car be I some Taka Corolla. All right. So maybe he has showed you any car at all. All right. Then he shows you the car. Oh, car we see 2014 model, 2016 model, 2018 model. Oh no, what can be we 60,000, 70,000. What this car what can be show. Then that's it. Also okay. Then he makes a proposal into oh they are ready. Why ready? Also, okay, my ready. Also, my ready. Oh, what catches? Oh, my ready. My ready so kaminya the open topper. Tio, why ready? So unya deke open topper. Have you accepted his offer? No. Who accepted his offer? No. It your catcher say okay. Who catcher say minya de open top. Na so no. Eche otisa waton kana mo bia untimi nka se wa be waste your time and our book kwase because you have now varied the offer that he gave you. Can no buy na open top wa kan bia kire and I also manage ho ba me pay open top. And you know open top is like send you can open top car as well be it me be so no sir. I say convertible and you to open the top. That's how some people call it. That is different from the one that he has brought you. It's a different make altogether. So you have changed a significant term. Or very key element view your proposal or the mamuno. Once you do that, action is not an offer anymore. It is not an acceptance. It constitutes an offer. Or a counter offer. In the affair no they can't be ban. On also be no be kasa. Say the okan mawa. That's a different thing. You will get it. So we are saying an acceptance that if the first party tells the second party something, the terms that were proposed to him, if you vary the terms, it does not constitute an acceptance. So an acceptance is where you have accepted the terms without any variance of any significant elements in there. Now you say, that's what we mean. And case what we say be but on stand key. This is a example now make can we be say oh can there. Okay, mama ties for front and say be we know a chain mama tie change back tie na mama. New one. I mean, no compare the whole value of the car to back tire now. Back tire, what is it a significant thing? That tire credit me fight it. You understand that? So the change that we are saying is not referring to things that are trivial or menial. Yeah, can you make significant? Say yes, I did not. The person will not purchase it. Okay, so that is what we mean by an acceptance. It should not be a variation, okay, of significant terms of the first one, of the offer that was made to you. And I'll say it also has to be communicated within reasonable time. Say, Obi accepted BBI, it has to be reasonable time. Okay? Reasonable time. O kwa to ade e bia TV set or gadget bi, depend dey ache obi a phone. Or see phone or their open phone, okay. Or share phone, camera, iPhone or whatever phone or brand or something like that. He shows it to you. You're okay. So we saying so we 6,000 cities. All right, Mate. To them patrolmen ton mo bia. Why? Me kwaba. Obi a no workshop. O perform at all no dey achel. Waka yensel on onyin to nchen. Na o kwaba. O kwaba Monday na ko holumu. Monday wan tunka, Tuesday wan tunka, Wednesday wan tunka, Friday wan tunka. Probably Saturday na call on phone wa ton. Oh masa na so yes. I'm say for ton 5 days. Now, debia or can the person keep the thing for 5 days like that? So you can't say that you accepted. Why? Because your communication was not within reasonable time. You understand that? If you can't reasonable time, you said that in law, in fact, they be na time be so by your share circumstances no. Tibiano name the item that was involved, the subject matter of the transaction. Then we will see what will a reasonable person will have done within that time for it to consider reasonable time. What did them tell say? Yeah, first example to say or a building. If you go and show someone a building on Monday, do you reasonably expect the person to make a purchase or tell you his decision on Tuesday? Do you expect the person to do that? No. So that one day may not be a reasonable time. Phone there, we can use a reasonable time for a phone or other gadgets or other stuff. Within 1 day, so it may catch us up and so on. But if you're there, it will take a while. Maybe the person will take his documents and go and do some searches. I could do come out, the bankers, some loan be supporting. Now, you know, that's going to take a bit of a while. Until for a subject matter like property, it will take a bit of a time. But essential elements, say, a dear friend acceptance, when you have unequivocal, you are sure of what you are saying, you tell him, and he's cool. And it should also be within reasonable time, and you don't vary significant terms. Once you do that, you have accepted. You have accepted that, and we are saying it could be by conduct. Okay, it could be by conduct. What is obeying can be accepted now? Why the silence? It can even be a conduct of silence can be acceptance. What I say? Oh, bra, me turn the way, ope. Me pe, come on. So me who den come in you? Oh, meet me there, bro. Now would you know? Oh, me go far why? Oh, them patch up me, but see, I'm 30 minutes. Me go aba. Now would you know? No, 30 minutes not better. Have you not accepted? Have you not accepted? Now, unti asia uncle Obia catch us and me go far the number 1 hour transfer. Now to one share me one catch us say I am not there be. But say try me and I will to wakwaba. So by conduct you accepted. In this okoba. No bring moja ni koko fa de kro no ba na ka chen say he said there me so manjan say me ntia biom dia obetimi ayere waji compensation bi o. You understand that you will have reached the agreement in a way. So basically when we talk about acceptance, that is what we mean. So shisheko eniema ema obi a binding agreement. Intimacy. So the practical importance of discussion you have on acceptance is that if someone makes you an offer, men pro to wase na dwen hu ye say adwuma kura mpo na say ya foul adwuma na ya ma terms of contract ya ma take your time, then you know what to do. You sit back and you watch, then you know what to do. You may not have maybe long time, but have you got all the significant terms, and by your actions you communicate what that you have accepted. No nipa kono formal an agreement that is binding. But what I say, it is a no. In near my also who my own agreement be binding. You didn't offer another video we are share acceptance. So if you are made an offer, you should be sure whether you have actually accepted the offer. Okay, is you sure whether you have accepted an offer. The other part, I mean, can walk briefly. If you vary the terms, wow, he say nipa make you first proposal and no. What's the stand up? He say the burden of acceptance is on the first person. What I say, because the catch us on mouth, and then 100,000, and also man 80,000. So now who has the responsibility to accept? And you will be or no. Okay, so offer and acceptance, they go back and forth. You can have an offer and a counter offer. Until when you be your agreement discussions, you should be careful. In negotiations, big time major contracts and all that, yes, all those things, you need to be careful of what to do. Because if someone offers and you accept, I'd say much is needed, and so that from there the contract begins to take effect. But what I say. So that is it. In our subsequent video, next time we'll discuss a very important part. That is capacity. Stay tuned.